You know, he reminds me of a Bevo. He reminds me of a Triple G. You know, Madrimov is physically strong at 154 pounds. That boy got footwork. If you watch him, he got some really good footwork. He's fast. He got some quick counterpunching skills. He lets his hands go. He's not shy. You know what I mean? He utilizes his jab, and he got some power. He could crack. So, you know, this is a very dangerous fight. A lot of people are brushing this fight off, thinking it's a walk in the park. This is going to prove how great Terence Crawford really is, because he's moving up to his 4th weight division. You know, that's not easy. People think that is easy, but it's not easy. He's moving up to, he started back at 135 pounds with Ricky Burns. Then he moved up to 140, 147. He stood quite some time on there. And now he's going up to 154. And in his first fight, he's going up against a world champion with a great pedigree, you know. And even though they're saying who has this guy beat, this guy's going to be a very tough fight. You know, Crawford, he switches styles. He got good speed, but he's up there in age as well. You know what I mean? He's getting older. You know, that could be the night that everything doesn't work the way it did against Spence. And he might run into something that is going to shock him. So I got it a 50-50 fight. I'll give it a 50-50 fight. You know what I mean? I'm going for Crawford 100%, but I say, you know, Madrimov, don't be surprised if he pulls out the upset. I think there's going to be a few upsets on this card.
Really? All right. Well, we'll get into that, but just to circle back here, you checked off a lot of boxes here with Madrimov. I mean, amateur background, check. I mean, I think we're looking at close to 90, maybe a little bit over 90 amateur fights. The footwork is there. I like the comparison. I like the comparisons you made to like Triple G. I thought that was pretty interesting. Power. He's a strong guy. He's a strong guy. I mean, I would think, and I'm not saying Terence Crawford isn't a strong. Terence Crawford is physically strong. He's like a bear. But this guy, he may come in as the stronger fighter, you know, on fight night. We'll see how that goes. Does Terence Crawford carry his power to 154? That's going to be interesting. So far, he's been able to maintain that, you know, as he's moved up. I mean, I believe, what is he looking at? What has it been? 9 straight victories by knockout or something like that?
Yeah. He blew everybody out of welterweight.
Yeah. He's mowed through every division, and his power has carried. But this is, again, another notch, right? 154. So that's going to be interesting. Listen, unless somebody gets remotely close to knocking Terence Crawford off, it's going to be hard for me to pick against him. The last time I against him was a year ago to this date. I had Errol Spence winning that fight. But we see how that worked out, right? I mean, he showed me something different. You know, I knew that he was a special fighter, but, you know, when he did what he did to Errol Spence was beyond special. I mean, it was out of this world. So until I see, you know, somebody get remotely close, another thing that we got to take into consideration is that he hasn't fought since that fight against Errol Spence. You know, so this is going to be a full year. So we'll see. I mean, maybe it's a good thing because of his age, you know, to take the year off, you know, and rest the body a little bit. Maybe it isn't. But I think it's going to be interesting. I'm going to take Crawford in that fight, but I'm hoping that that it's more competitive than I'm expecting it to be. Put it.
You might have to come off the deck and face adversity in this fight. I'm telling you, it's going to be a good fight, and that's why I say you're going to see how great he is, because if he can come off the deck, he's in a tough fight, and he's able to utilize his angles, his boxing skills, and he's able to even win a decision. He doesn't have to knock him out. You just got to win. You know what I mean? Right. And if he could face adversity and come out through this fight on top and show that skill and shut it down, then that's another level that you'll see Crawford go up, and you can say this guy really is pound for pound the best fighter in the world. You know, I think him taking out Madrimov easily is not going to do anything for him. They got to see him tested at 154 pounds and say, oh, wait a minute, this guy almost lost, but he showed how great he was because he was able to come back and finish the fight strong and win at least a decision, you know, even if it's, not controversial, because then everybody starts talking shit and saying, he really lost the fight and blah, blah, blah. No, he has to win it convincingly. You know, it has to be like when Floyd fought Sugar Shane Mosley and got rocked, and then Floyd just shut it down after that.
Just shut it down.
So that has to be.
I agree.